Hey, it looks like I'm live. Welcome in, everybody. Surprise! Surprise! Surprise live show. I just realized tonight I had not yet done a pre-recorded video on my new laptop, and the laptop and the OBS software that I use are not being friends. And I just got tired of the struggle, and I knew I could go live and do the video, and then it will be on the channel forever. So I decided to just go live. So I'm going to wait a couple minutes and see who is going to come in, if anyone. And I see all my mods are here. You guys are not just anyone. You guys are awesome. And then I'm going to talk for like 5 minutes. It's not going to take long. I just want to give the update on what happened on that return. And maybe 5 to 8 minutes. I'm pretty long-winded. I'll tell the story as fast as I can, and then I'll answer any questions, and then we'll all go back about our Friday nights. Actually, Justin and I are doing a show together next week, but that's off topic. So yeah, welcome in. I'm trying to get this window to sit so I can see my chat, and it's not working. It keeps wanting to be bigger than I need it to be. So yes, welcome in. I see all the mods are here. Thank you guys. Appreciate the last minute. Savvy Seagull is here. The Truth is here. We have about 14 people. So, okay. Those of you that maybe didn't see the original video, I'll do a quick minute recap. We sold a phone under the category for parts or repair. And I'm actually just going to go to my show on my phone. I can't even see the chat. We sold a phone under the category for parts or for repair with no returns. The buyer asked us questions about the phone prior to purchase. We answered them honestly. He bought it anyway, and then he opened an item not as described on us, saying that the iCloud was locked and we had guaranteed that it wouldn't be, and that's exactly the opposite of what we told him. 3 phone calls later, tons of frustration, hours later, we basically were told once the buyer opens an item not as described, it doesn't matter why, what for, what's going on, you have to take the return. So, I still can't see the chat. It's going to drive me batshit. So, that being said, we were given a little bit of advice by some of the reps we talked to. Hi, Donatella. Thank you. Don't tell Casey. So they advised us that basically we were going to have to take the return back. It doesn't matter if, it doesn't matter. I will link the original video down below for those of you that didn't see it. But basically they told us they could see the item was listed exactly as described. We did everything right. We answered the questions. The buyer was in the wrong, but because he opened that as described, we had to take it back. The only thing they could advise us to do was to write the buyer, will not accept the return. You know how you have to approve it. They told us not to approve it, and write the buyer and basically explain to them why we weren't approving it and why we had no returns and why we were refusing to take it back, and ask that he close it and see what happened. And if he was still wanting to return it or fighting us, we could just let it sit past the due date and see if the buyer escalated it, at which point it would be escalated to a higher department who may or may not rule in our favor. So we chose to do that because we decided, like, hey, at least if this gets escalated, maybe it'll go high up the chain to someone with common sense or the power to push that little button to refuse it. So we wrote the buyer, and he basically called us pigs and US whatevers and American fatties, and we're rude and we're liars. And we just kept it very professional with him. We just said, we explained to you the status of the phone before you purchased it. We showed him screenshots of all the messages and asked nicely that he close the return and explain why we weren't accepting his return. And when he got verbally abusive and rude, we just chose to ignore him and we let it go past the date. He, of course, escalated it. And in the meantime, he left us positive feedback that was not positive. I think he was just very feisty, very angry at us. We are power sellers. And when you're power sellers, they have to wait 7 days before they can leave you negative feedback. It gives them kind of a cool down period and a time to contact you to work things out. He was within that 7 days, but I guess he was so angry at us and he really wanted to type in all caps, bad seller, do not do business with. It's already buried. So if you want to go to our store and look for it, you're going to have to dig. It was buried within 2 days with other positive feedback. So not a big deal. But he was just so impatient that he couldn't wait the time to leave his negative. But thank you for that, because now you can't change it and you can't give us a negative. He escalated it over Thanksgiving weekend, and we were told that they would get back to us within 48 hours with their decision. Well, it was over Thanksgiving weekend, so we assumed it was going to take longer than the normal 48 hours. There was a holiday involved. There was a weekend involved. So we were just going to be patient and wait it out. Apparently, he doesn't possess any type of patience, as he showed by leaving positive, negative, backhanded feedback. Right after the holiday weekend ended, we got a message from eBay stating that the escalated case for the return had been closed because a case for the same item had been opened on PayPal. So eBay wasn't fast enough for him. They clearly weren't giving him what he wanted. So he went around and filed on PayPal. Now, that's what Keith thinks happened. He thinks the guy just was impatient and wanted his money back and wanted to force a return on us. So he went to PayPal before eBay made their decision. I think it's a combination of that and him trying to stick it to us as much as he could. Ha, ha, ha. Now I have 2 cases open on 2 platforms, whatever his problem was. But it backfired on him basically because the minute he opened it with PayPal, eBay's closed and that was it. No more. He could not fight through eBay anymore. So we went on PayPal and we wrote him the same exact message we had written him before, explaining to him what he purchased, why he can't get a return, why we're not accepting it, with screenshots, blah, 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 blah. And then we escalated it on PayPal. We didn't wait for him. We escalated it and stated our case and attached screenshots and everything. And within 3 days, PayPal closed it in our favor. So no, we don't have to take the return. No, we don't have to refund his money. And no, he doesn't get his money back. And no, he doesn't get to return an item under false pretenses. So even though eBay pretty much did not have our backs at all and left us feeling like they have 0% seller protection, we kind of feel like, hey, well, at least PayPal has some. PayPal has some common sense. eBay may not, but PayPal clearly doesn't just have a bottom line of, oh, a buyer said they were unhappy. That must mean they're right. No, PayPal looked at the whole case and decided in our favor. So thank you for the $110. Thank you for your positive feedback. I don't know that he'll ever watch this, but I just would like to thank him from the bottom of my heart for his positive feedback. The learning experience throughout this whole thing has been amazing for me. I've learned a lot as far as eBay and their returns and PayPal, and we made some money. So it was one of the auction phones. We've already made our money back on that. So it's pretty much pure a profit at this point. Let me look at the chat. Oh my gosh, it is your first time, Paul. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. You've never been to one of my live shows. That is awesome. Yes, my normal live shows are Sunday at 8 p.m. every week, and then I pop up here and there, usually sometimes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays with the haul video or something, or just whenever I feel like it. It's so much easier to just like push the hangout button, go live and leave and have YouTube upload the video for you than to pre-record and edit and have to upload it yourself and all of that. I'm getting the live lazies. Live lazies. Yes, Jamie is Absolutely correct. Once we are all forced into this new payment system, once they're done rolling it in and bringing us all in a little bit at a time, PayPal will no longer be the middleman, and we will be forced to always go with eBay's decisions. So moving forward in the future, had this happened, he wouldn't have been able to go file with PayPal preemptively, but he did, and we have PayPal for a little bit more. So yeah, but once we're all in this new payment system, I can't even remember what it's called. I want to call it Audi, and that's a car, but we will not have PayPal. And that kind of makes me a little sad. I know like a lot of people like the working capital loans, and that's a huge loss, but the seller protection is pretty stellar. If this guy, if he hadn't have been so darn impatient, he could have left us a negative and probably won the eBay case, but he just couldn't handle himself. And I think that his impatience is what caused all the problems in the first place. You probably didn't read our entire message. You asked if it was iCloud locked. We said, we think it is, but we can't guarantee it. Well, he probably just read that we think it is and assumed it was, because everywhere where he was filing and escalating and commenting, he kept insisting that we told him it wasn't, and we never. We told them we didn't know. We can't, without a home screen button, you can't tell. So, Adjen, thank you. It's Adjen. Hi, Paul. I'm waving at Paul again because it is so cool that Paul came into one of my live shows. And Paul participated in the resellers and blankets challenge too. That was really funny. I saw that this morning and died. Justin's here. Hi, Justin. Thank you. Yeah, we only pull our money out like once a week, even from Poshmark and that. But there are people that like to get it immediately. And there are people that like the working capital loans. There's a lot of pluses to PayPal, but I would say that right now, my number one plus with them is that they have seller protection. I look like poop. I went out to dinner like this. Whatever. We only pay out once a week, Holly. We like take all our money from all the platforms once a week to the business account and then pull my paycheck. Hi, Mark. How are you? I don't know if you saw the original video or not. Once we're done here and I log out, I will link the original video down below with the story. But we won, and only because the case ended up going through PayPal. It was funny, Paul. That was so funny. Lance, you are not funny at all. Like, not even this much. Not even just like a little bit. Like, I'm not amused. We actually went out to dinner, for those of you that know the story about my friend Colette, who was a reseller that got the inheritance and retired and gave me all of her inventory. We took her and her husband out for dinner tonight as a thank you to them for donating all of their inventory to us. And we had a really nice dinner and a really nice time. I came home and the OBS software is just not liking my new laptop. And I'm like, well, I'll just go live real quick. After this, I'm going to binge watch some Guilty Pleasure Top Chef and share my Posh Closet. Oh, yeah, Paul, that makes absolute sense. If you're drop shipping expensive equipment, you need to pull that cash out. Yeah, Justin, it was in the condition of use for parts only. We had no returns on the listing. And before he purchased it, he specifically asked, is it iCloud locked? And Keith specifically said, we don't know. We can't guarantee it. We can't turn it on. It's the home button that's broke. He bought it anyway and then opened his item that is described as the iCloud is locked, and they told me it wasn't. So he bought it taking that chance, and he did whatever he did to fix it, I guess, enough that he could turn it on and wasn't happy. But you take a risk when you buy for parts or repair. It is what it is. But yeah, I am glad it worked out for us. I know I sound a little, honestly, to my own ears even, I sound a little snotty, a little snarky about the whole thing. But I feel a little snotty. I feel a little snarky about the whole thing. I'm gloating. Like, dude, you were so impatient that you couldn't wait for eBay's decision that you decided to go open a case on PayPal. Well, that just resulted in eBay closing their case, handing the mess over to PayPal. PayPal has common sense and ruled in our favor. And so, yeah, I'm a little snitty, snarky, snotty, whatever words you want to use. Ha ha. We have your money and we won the case and you gave us positive. I'm acting like I'm 12. No. eBay, unfortunately, is where we sell most of our stuff. So anyway, that is the whole story in a nutshell. We did win. We kept the money. He kept the phone. We got positive feedback out of it. And like I said, it's already buried. It's like 3 or 4 pages down, I think, already. So it's just like a one count for our total. Unless someone's digging through to see backhanded positive. But I don't think people really do that. So anyway, that's the whole story. Yay for us. I do apologize to those of you that usually see me in a more enthusiastic, positive light. You get to see the snotty side of me. Justin's sales have been great. They have actually picked up intensively since Thanksgiving. We've been on bad days right at 0.5% sell-through rate, which is where we should be. And on good days, a lot better. But there's a caveat to that. Even on the days where we're only sending out 9 packages, which is our 0.5, we are sending out $50 jeans, $35 plushies, more iPhones. We sold a typewriter for $50. So we've been selling a lot more higher priced items, which, hey, if we're selling the volume we need plus higher priced, we're doing great. We're doing great. Oh my cha-chingness, there is a trick to getting sales on Instagram, and I should actually probably take the time this weekend to get OBS and my laptop to like each other so I can pre-record videos, and I will actually do a video on how to sell on Instagram just for you. Oh, yours are booming too. That is so good to hear, Justin. I've been hearing it from a lot of people. I know that the beginning of fourth quarter was very disappointing and sales were down for a lot of folks. A lot of people were telling me that. And ever since Thanksgiving, it's like we turned a corner and sales are doing really good. I hear that everyone is doing higher volume and everyone is selling higher ticket items. Jamie's still saying, but they have really picked up since Thanksgiving. They really have. Hi, Swamp Picker. And Terry, thank you for coming in. Yeah, I would absolutely love to do an Instagram video. Social media is my thing. That's pretty much, I do help Keith with photos and listing. I love doing jeans and plush. But a lot of what I do around here is the social media. I was a social media manager for a while when I was a freelancer. I love social media. So I wanted to tell you guys one more thing before I take off. And this comes from my friend Brian Quist on Facebook. If he watches this, there's your shout out. He mentioned that for people who get paid on the 1st and the 15th and bi-weekly, next Friday is their last paycheck before Christmas. So if you guys really want to push your sales towards the end of Christmas, towards Christmas and the end of fourth quarter, bust your butts this weekend, get a lot of extra photos taken, a lot of extra drafts put in, and next week, do your best to hit your minimum usual goals for listing, if not double, triple, or whatever you can do, because when they get that last paycheck next Friday, that last one they're going to get before Christmas, buyers are going to be buying, and they're going to be buying in a frenzy to get stuff before Christmas. So you want to have more listings up. And if you have death piles, definitely try to get through them this weekend and at least sort them by importance. Pull out all your new with tags, anything that's in a box that's new, anything that's a gift set, anything that you think is a gifty thing or a gifty item, pull those out. Pull out the items that are going to flip for more money, sell for more money, get those to the forefront, get those photographed, and get all that stuff listed. And just, I would say from now until like next Friday, just hustle your butts off. So when they get that last paycheck and people start shopping, you have more listings up, you have more activity in your store, Cassini's more pleased. Get your promoteds up, get your sales running, get all that going so that you can get one final really good push before the end of Q4. So that being said, I don't know. Oh my chingness. When Keith and I started, we pretty much, we have Casey's business model with a couple of minor tweaks, and it works for us. So I don't know. I think it just all depends on a lot of other options. But anyway, everybody, thank you for coming in. I know I just didn't even make it. I didn't even make any announcements anywhere. I think Holly did it for me. Thank you. But thank you for dropping what you were doing on a Friday night to come in here and hear the end of our saga. Yay! Victory for the Hippos. We absolutely won the case. We win. Yay. Look, even Henry's happy. Henry says, yay! One for the Hippos, right? Get your stuff in, get listing, get busy. You guys, we are coming to the end of Q4, and I want to see everybody have a very successful end of 2018. Thank you again for joining me in so last minute here. Once YouTube uploads this, I will link the original video down below so you can see the whole story if you need to. And yeah, I'm going to go celebrate. I'm going to go share my Posh Closet and binge my shows. But everyone have a great Friday. Have a really good weekend. Thank you again for joining me. Without you guys, there would be no Flippin' Hippos. Do me a favor before you leave and smash that like button. And if you haven't already and you'd like to, subscribe to our channel and help us feed all our hungry hippos. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos. Until next time, you guys have a really good night, a good weekend. I love each and every one of you, and I absolutely appreciate you.